That's where Mr. AM left off in the last episode. Thank God, it's a precious girl. Peppa's baby. We have to find out at another time. And there will be no hampers. Let's not create any chances for Bo. Fluffy can't take care of a baby and a hamper at the same time. Let's not risk it. I was thinking of taking a leak over there. Probably not a very good idea. Oh well, I'll do it a bit further up then. I've just gone for a piss. And suddenly they're all here. I see. They are probably all attracted by that guy with his mountain bike over there. But so far, goodies aren't very forthcoming though. And they are definitely not coming. Now I wonder how much the prospective goodies play a part in Nona's case. Probably not as much as the prospect of babysitting a newborn. Yuck, there's the reason Nona came along too. A mother with her newborn. Yup, Fluffy has also come along too because of that guy on a mountain bike. And finally, a glimpse of the owner of those big almond-shaped eyes. Just like those of its mother. With any luck, we may even get to see Fluffy's baby toddling this time. Oops, Princess Layla isn't going to make this happen. We may not even get to see the baby at all.
But mister, I just want to be near my baby cousin.
Layla, you'll understand if I begin by telling you the story of a fluffy lil baby, cute as this one you are so eager to check out.
Please do, mister.
Once upon a time, there was that lil baby, born with a tail, fluffy just like that of a squirrel. The story began on a wet summer day in the third week of July, 2017, when a one-eyed matriarch gave birth to a little girl. Fluffy, as her tail is fluffy.
Isn't that the name of my aunt, mister?
Indeed so, Lil Layla, that's your aunt when she was a baby. Everything big and small has a beginning. And at that time, your Aunt Fluffy carried the entire future of the royal line of blood on her shoulders. She was the only daughter who could have babies in your grandmother's family. She was one nosy little thing like you too. She was constantly exploring like you too, though at an even earlier age. She just couldn't stay still, could she? Your grandma gave up in the end. It was better for a little one to run out of steam by itself.
Mister, did my aunt love milk like I do too? I would have latched on right away given what we're dangling there.
All in due course, Lil One. Your aunt would come back for it in the end. All little ones do. We just don't cherish something when it seemed to be there, and is open all the time. We may even tease it too. As we can't wait to be away from it.
Mister, could my Aunt Fluffy walk as well as I do now?
Definitely not. Remember, she was a lot smaller than you are now. She had to wait. But when it did happen, she couldn't wait to get back to Mum again. There, she was crying for your grandma.
Aunt Fluffy was silly.
Just look at your other aunt, Bo's face. She didn't enjoy a single moment of it, did she? See, you will only cherish something after it's been taken away. Your grandma was in no hurry to get your Aunt Fluffy back.
Poor Aunt Fluffy. Mister, I hate being babysat too, and can't get back to Mom.
But your Aunt Fluffy had to get used to it. It's part of the deal growing up in the royal household of your grandma. She was the heir apparent then. And she was beginning to take more solid food in no time.
Mister, who's the other baby?
That's your Uncle Noah. I am afraid you have never met him. He was long gone before you were born. He was a buffy guy the last time I bumped into him.
So, mister, was he a lil bully?
No, not at all. He's a sweet little guy, just like Peppy. So by the end of August, when your Aunt Fluffy couldn't be more than 2 months old, she was given almost a free rein by your grandma.
So, mister, was my aunt off the milk bar too then?
Nope, not quite yet. She still had a long way to go. She was still a little baby, a lot smaller than you are now. And she would cry like you do too if she got cut off from the milk bar. Didn't she look the way you were not long ago?
Mister, I wouldn't blame Aunt Fluffy at all. It certainly does feel like the world has turned upside down when I don't get my milk.
And your grandma knows too. She let your aunt in again. But by the end of September, your grandma had already delegated a lot of the job of looking after your Aunt Fluffy to your other aunt, Bo.
Poor Aunt Fluffy. She was still a little baby then. And she didn't cry for Grandma. I would have done so right away.
Your Aunt Fluffy was getting used to being babysat indeed. Life is never easy for an heir apparent.
Mister, would Aunt Fluffy still get milk?
She would, but only at a specific time. The milk bar wasn't going to open 24/7 like it once did. But your aunt had to stop once the session was over. And there were manners she had to learn too.
Wow, I never have to do this once I am done.
I suppose it's because your grandma had expected a lot from your Aunt Fluffy. And before she turned 3 months old, she had delivered what your grandma had expected of her. Your Aunt Fluffy was spending more time with your other aunt, Bo, than with your grandma then. Bo was becoming like a mother figure to your Aunt Fluffy. And before the end of October 2017, other older sisters had been drafted in too. I suppose your older aunt, Bo, needed a break from time to time too. Everyone had to do their part in rearing up an heir. Your grandma was very strict about when your Aunt Fluffy could nurse. Weaning your aunt off before she turned 4 months old seemed to be the plan. I think your aunt was practically weaned by the time she had just turned 4 months old. A record for any babies I know.
I would be crying my heart out if it had happened to me.
Everything was expedited for your Aunt Fluffy. I suppose your grandma didn't realize she would have one more daughter, your mum, Fotsy, in the following year. Your Aunt Fluffy suddenly became the next in the line for the throne, as your mum Fotsy trumped her in the succession.
Mister, was that really my mum there?
It was indeed. Didn't she look like you too?
So Mum was a little baby once like me.
So your Aunt Fluffy was prepped for the throne that wasn't hers to have. I really felt sorry for her. Now she is just like any other regular daughters in the household. All those hardships for nothing.
So mister, what was going to happen to Aunt Fluffy when she is no longer an heir like my mum?
She would grow older, bigger, and one day, hopefully she would become a mother herself. So month after month, season after season, and year after year, your Aunt Fluffy finally became a mother at long last in the summer of 2021.
Where's that baby now, mister? don't remember seeing another little one like this around.
Lil Layla, I am afraid I haven't a clue what happened to that little baby your Aunt Fluffy was holding. It just disappeared after a few days. In part 2, not only will Mr. AM finish the story he is telling Layla about her Aunt Fluffy, he is going to get some decent footage of those two brand new babies we've met earlier on. For some of them, they are just as excited as we are to meet those tiny little ones too. Stay tuned, my dear viewers.